What's up, guys? So we got another battle box today. This one's a small one. You can see, small little box. So anyway, let's jump right into it. All right, today's EDC happens to be a big knife. We got a small box and a big knife. This is a Midgard's Messer Bomber. This is from Germany. Very interesting knife. Limited production. I'll do a video on that in the future. Right now, let's get to zip the box open with it. Real simple. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Of course, UPS wants to knock on the door as soon as I start this. Anyway, mission brief number 73. So, mission 73. It's March 2021 and time for mission 73 of BattleBox. Let's face it, there is simply nothing better than receiving a BattleBox on your doorstep every month. Here we are, 73 months of the world's best outdoor and adventure subscription box service. This makes 6 years in the business, and that would not be possible without you. It has been a great ride thus far, and we are looking forward to many more months of providing our customers with products to truly get them prepared for life's challenges and geared up for adventure in the outdoors. So let's not wait another second. Let's turn the page and get started breaking down mission 73 of BattleBox. Yeehaw! Current 1776. So, no sneak peeks. We're going to put this off the side though in case you need to reference it, because oftentimes I don't know what I'm looking at. So where do we start? Let's start right here. So we have Solo Monocular, an 8x25. Actually, monoculars are really cool. If you don't know, it's a binocular. Well, it's half a binocular. It's just one lens. Let's get this out of the box. All right, put it off the side. Actually, just did my video showing keeping a pair of binoculars in my car. I did put that back in the car. We got a nice little cleaning cloth. And binoculars are usually even smaller. This one happens to be a little bit larger. They're a cool option. So really interesting. So yeah, 8x25. Obviously you guys can't see. It's not going to help if I give you a zoom in on the box, but I'm going to look outside here for a second. And yeah, that works fantastic. Let me see. How does this adjust? Oh, okay. I see. That's for the eye relief. I know you can't see anything. Bear with me a second. See the adjustment here. Oh, okay. All right, really simple stuff. So this ring here, which has all these little spikes that poke out, that's easy to adjust in zooming in. And then we have an eye relief as well. Okay, that comes out. So really, really cool. Very, very handy stuff. I love stuff like this. More times than not, I actually trade for binoculars and different types of optics, even for firearms. You know, I hate spending money on stuff like this, but it's super important. You know, especially, I mean, in the firearms situation. It's nice to have a good optic and stuff. So let's see, what do we have here? Some kind of cream. Skin barrier ointment from Salty Britches. I like that. Prevents or soothes chafing and blisters during ruck, ambitious operations, and all other imagined misery. Well, most of you guys watching are not going on operations, even though some of you would love to. But this is definitely something that can certainly come in handy. See if this has any kind of smell to it. Get the little teeny tiny tab. There we go. All right. Not really. Just it's super neutral. I really don't smell anything at all. Alright, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, stuff like this, it's not super exciting, but it's super useful. Just one of those things, good to have. So, what else we have? Another bandana. Cypher, I believe that's how it's pronounced. 100% cotton made in the USA. 4 modes of communication printed on a 22-inch bandana. You guys know I love having my bandanas. So it's cool to have different options. So let's see what this one's all about. Alright, signaling mirror. You have different sign language. Actually, it's really cool for the sign language. Is it sign language? Or they're just literally hand motions? Alright, well, I'll have to investigate that a little bit more in the future. But bandanas are always good to have, and it's actually kind of a cool bonus to have information that's actually helpful on your bandana. One of my favorite ones has a bunch of different wild edible stuff on it. I've had ones that show like different animal tracks and stuff. So obviously you're just using or carrying the bandana to wipe your sweat off, whatever you have it for, but it's just kind of a bonus to have some good info on there. So that's pretty cool. I'll have to look into that in the future. So we have a Smith & Wesson knife. Okay. Well, let's take the good knife and check out this Smith & Wesson. All right, so obviously, if you're watching and you're a knife person, this is probably something you're gonna poo-poo on because it's not the best of quality. But you know, sometimes it's good to have some beaters hanging around here and there. I'll give you a little cutting action on here. Let's get into this plastic. All right, which is always very tough on blades, so it's a good test. So yeah, let's see. No blade play, just a simple liner lock. Not exciting again for the knife people, but you have to imagine there's plenty of people who get these battle boxes that aren't specifically even into knives. They're just into outdoor stuff. They already have their knives. Maybe they want a separate little beater. But just for a comparison, you just saw I used the bomber. All right, on that plastic there is no damage. All right, no damage on the edge. You can handle it just fine. Just some thick old plastic. Very cool knife. Love this thing. But let's see what the Smith & Wesson does. All right, it's nice and sharp. It's brand new. No reason for it to not work. And yeah, see, it still cuts. Cuts fine. All right, so let's put that garbage off to the side. And yeah, our edge is fine too. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not super exciting for most of you guys watching. This one happens to be the SWA 13 if you're interested in a specific model. But it's just always good to have beaters. I mean, for me, this is a knife that you just, you give to someone, you know. I've actually done that before. I don't do it very often, but I've actually carried a spare blade when I'm around friends. Not in recent years, but, you know, years past when I was a teenager and I was, you know, into like getting Microtechs and stuff. I'd have my knife that I actually carried every day, and then I always had a beater. So my friends were like, oh, dude, you got a knife, right? I need to cut something. I'd give them something like this. All right, to make sure that my good knives don't get extra abused. But I have no problem, you know, passing this off to someone. They can do whatever they want with it. All right, so what else do we have? What is in here? We have utility rope, 120 feet, ultimate tensile strength of 1,100 pounds. Quick, convenient, and strong. Oh, that's pretty cool. I love the idea of having a, you know, little distribution like this. So we just have it obviously poking out of the top here, and you just pull as much as you need. It's pretty interesting. What does this do? Is that just a handle for the, oh no, it has a cutter on it. So I'm going to sacrifice a piece here just to see. There you go. How about that? So that's really nice. We have a little dispenser and cutter. Need a piece, pull it, and cut the length you need. That's actually really neat. I like that. I got to take a peek in here though. All right, so there you see a ton of it. Just nice to have different cordage. It kind of snaps in place there. That's super, super handy. Let's see, what are they showing on the back here? Showing one or two knots. Pretty cool. I do like the high vis orange. That's really nice to have. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is something, and this is why I love BATTLBOX so much. This is something, if I saw this at the store, I wouldn't give it like a second look. You know what I mean? I'd just walk right past it. Who cares? But actually getting these things and having the opportunity to really just hands-on use them, I find so much different gear that I actually find a use for that I would never have an interest in. So that could be very, very handy. All right, very cool. All right, so what else do we have? GTFO wrist straps. One of the previous months we had that glass breaking one. Is this the same thing? It is. It is the same thing. Okay. These are actually really cool. I want to do a test on this. All right. So first off, this has a handcuff key. All right, which is super, super useful. But you have to be careful because certain states it is actually illegal to carry a handcuff key. Here in Pennsylvania, it is not. So I have no issue with it. Anyway, these things are pretty cool. The other side here has, of course, the little striker for glass. I mean, I'm going to do a test in the future. I got to find a piece of glass, but it doesn't seem like it would take much pressure at all to just bust through that. The only thing, and I'll talk about in the other video, is I would not wear this around the wrist. Absolutely not, for a very good reason. Stay tuned for the video that I do on this to explain as to why. And it's something I kind of realized right away after I made the video. I almost turned it back on to talk about it. I figured, I'll just talk about it in a future video. But yeah, very, very cool item. Just don't wear it on your wrist. So, what else do we have? Ooh, we got a knife here. Should I wait for the ends? Yeah, let's put that knife off to the ends. Oh, you got a little travel mug. Travel mug, 20 ounce or 0.59 liters. Says this keeps liquids hot for 9 hours, cold for 12 hours, or 40 hours if iced. Pretty cool. I like Stanley brand things. Actually, I have a Stanley, one of those little mugs I got. Oh man, is this going to be giving me a hard time? No. Okay. I thought that was a sticker for a second. I'm like, no way is that going to be a huge pain. You know when you rip the sticker off of something and it rips like that, and you're like, oh man, you just hope it's going to peel off real easy. And you got to go back in there with your lighter fluid and all that. Anyway, so yeah, I have a Stanley brand little mug. Actually, Christina uses it all the time. It has a spoon and a lid. Super, super cool. I think we picked it up at like Target or something. But anyway, let's see how this one works. It has a push button. So that just opens the little spout on top. So, you know, it should be pretty splash proof anyway. I don't know if you can actually hold it upside down. But when you want to drink, you just hold that down and you go ahead and drink. So Christina loves stuff like this, thermoses and mugs and whatnot. So what's going on at the back here? Oh, that's really cool. Look at that for cleaning. She will love that. We've gone through so many different mugs because it was hard to actually clean. And she does coffee on a lot of them. And it's just one of those things where, you know, once you get old coffee in there and it just, you can never get it out. It stinks and it's just gross, so you end up throwing them away, not even messing with them. So yeah, some instructions, I guess care and cleaning. So yeah, pretty cool. 20 ounce, you could dig it. I'm drinking a ton more water. It's actually interesting. I don't know if you guys ever looked it up before, but if you look up how much water you should drink for your body weight to stay hydrated, you would be shocked. Now, I'm a big boy, as you guys know. In order for me to be properly hydrated, I should be drinking, I think, 1.5 gallons of water every single day. Now, I'm not quite drinking that much, but I'm definitely drinking a little bit more than 1 gallon. Most days, on a bad day, I'm still having 1/2 gallon water. I'm still pumping water all day long. Just depends on what I'm doing. But anyway, all right, so now we are on to the other knife. We already got our Smith & Wesson, all right, which is a little lackluster, but still fun. I love all knives. I don't care how cheap they are. I mean, I'll still use that knife and play around with it. Like I said, eventually I'm just going to give it to someone, and I'm sure they're going to enjoy it. But here we have a Revolt Rotor. Looks like an open frame design. The Rotor. Ooh, it's yellow. Oh, I like that. I love that, actually. I like some color on my knives. So this is interesting. Let's see, we have a huge flipper tab here. Like it'll flop out fast for us. Maybe. How do we unlock this? Does it pull up? Yes, it does. So this is similar to like a A.G. Russell design. You may have to get used to this flipper. There we go. Okay, maybe if I hold it lower on the knife here. If I hold the knife lower, get a little more of that action. Yeah, flips open every time. What's nice about this locking style is it is extremely strong because your grip, you know, if you have a natural grip, it's not as strong, but if you're resting your thumb on there, you're literally pushing down on the locking mechanism, so it's not going to break loose or unlock. All right, and then you could do this one hand. You're just basically pulling up on this bar, so I'm pulling up with my pointer finger there to release it. All right, you can probably shake it loose, or maybe even use your middle finger here and start closing it with your pointer finger. But for most people, you might end up just using 2 hands. All right, so separate it, start closing it. Move your fingers out of the way. Pretty interesting design. Yeah, I got to carry and use this thing. This is it's definitely different in that there's like an ABS type plastic handle here. I do absolutely love the yellow. I think it's really cool. As far as a pocket clip, it does look like it is swappable. Right now, obviously, it is tip up right side carry. There's a big old lanyard piece in there. All right, so if you want to throw a lanyard on there, then you could certainly do that. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like I said, I love the different designs. This is definitely different, and this is in VG10, which is fantastic. Huge fan of VG10. All right, used on a ton of knives out there. So this one's definitely gonna get some use. I'll probably do a video on this in the future, but definitely digging it. Ooh, I love that too. Since there's an open frame, they put Revolt Knives on the underside of the pocket clip so you could see it through the knife. Pretty cool, pretty simple, but very cool. So yeah, that concludes this this BATTLBOX. Ended on a really cool note. So yeah, we got some interesting stuff. Like I said, I mean, all this gear is extremely useful, very handy. The only disappointment would be the Smith & Wesson knife, only because most of us know that the quality is pretty low. However, they have a regular good knife in here, a really nice looking knife. So this is almost like a throw-in. But like I said, this is the least exciting of all of it, but everything else is super useful. So overall, it's a pretty cool month. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Post your thoughts, feelings, comments down below as usual. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.